Coach, it is something not seen all that often in these parts. Playoff football in North Carolina. We've got it at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready? Ready? Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch. Ready?
On first down, it's Phillips, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Newton. And he's got his target. That's more. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the season. He's got a first down, too.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Newton. And a quick throw here. That's complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. From the gun, here's Newton. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here we go. 8. You don't want none.
Now Newton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
56, Mike.
Throwing on third down, Newton. Jordan Reed has it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Newton will bring him up first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Throwing again is Newton. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On third down, Wilson. Buying time to his left. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give running right at Smallwood. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Smallwood. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Now 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. A give to Smallwood out of the gun. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They've got it down to the 3, but now this is 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Smallwood. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. Able to punch it in on 3rd down. Makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision.
Could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
From the 50, Newton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 45 yards. And the Panthers have taken the lead. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the gun, they run with Smallwood. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play that time for the Seahawks. And even 60 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on the...
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Wendell Smallwood with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
The shotgun snap for Newton. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Newton now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
56. Hey, man, watch the boot.
From the 22, Newton. And this is caught at the 8. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. He is putting on a show in this second quarter, racking up the receiving yards as he has a first down.
Here we go. 180. 20.
Down to lose 1.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Watch the screen.
Here's Newton. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Taco Charlton able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Newton. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And this one is right through. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Burns just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. On second down now, Smallwood. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup, but even after that, they're left with a third and very long.
Left.
Mike's 50. Mike's
4 down.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over now, first and 10.
At their own 45-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he finds the tight end, Reed. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Operating from the gun, Newton. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Cam Newton with his third touchdown pass of this first half. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that'll make it third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And his kick is indeed good. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC Wildcard bout. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A run with Smallwood. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Wilson on target there to Moore. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Gerald McCoy able to get him for a loss of about 3.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 13. They run, Smallwood. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Short throw to Disley. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
After the run, Newton going to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
From the gun, Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
All day, every day, any day.
3rd and 2, Newton. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Newton now right at the 300-yard mark with still a quarter plus to go. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Operating from the gun, Newton. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really good pickup of 28 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Newton. Toward the pylon, caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Now the Panthers get set, 3rd and goal.
And the defense has to account for Cam Newton on this play.
Newton to throw. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. But look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the Wildcard game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
He'll run it. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns, his 2nd sack of the night. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
What part did they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing is Wilson. This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. A gain of 6 there on first. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Bandit! Bandit!
Gun!
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson flush to his right. This one into the hands of Hurd. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Here's McCaffrey, and he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
The Panthers on third down. They've been flat getting it done, 8 for 9 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. To return is Taylor. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly.
That's caught inside the 20. 36 yards on the play. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
He's checking.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Rolling to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Brian Burns make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. This is McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Newton. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taylor now returning it. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
I don't think you got it, son.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Flushed out right. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the night. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw again. He'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 right at the 40. To throw again is Wilson. Dancing to his left. That's complete to his receiver, Kane. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Mike 58, right there. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, Smallwood, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Wendell Smallwood saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will get him one closer. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. The shotgun snap for Newton. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. On 3rd down, Phillips. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Wendell Smallwood, 97 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Set. 180.
Mike 54.
Gun.
Watch twist. Watch twist.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here at a game that looks to have been decided already. This is taken at the 15. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Wilson operating from the gun. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 4th down, here's Wilson. And this is caught, he hits Moore. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Quick, 380.
Let's go. Sponge. No.
Touch 50.
Throwing again here, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 28.
Let's go.
So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This to get it back to a one-score game. And this one is right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a run with McCaffrey. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 17-yard line.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.